New York State Assembly has reached a conclusion in their 8-month investigation of the former governor, Andrew Cuomo's sexual harassment allegations. And they say there's overwhelming evidence that Andrew Cuomo engaged in sexual harassment while he was governor of New York. It was a 46-page report. It was released Monday, focused on accusations by 12 women. Investigators talked to more than 200 witnesses, reviewed 600,000 pages of documents. The report also accuses Cuomo of using government staff to compose his memoir, using campaign funds to cover up the number of nursing home COVID-19 deaths in the early pandemic. Cuomo's lawyer denies the allegation and calls the report a rehash of a one-sided, biased investigation.
I do love when they go, "You're just bringing up shit I did 9 months ago."
Right.
So what else is new?
Moving on.
Yeah, it is kind of what we do.
But it is
That's how
refreshing.
investigations work.
It takes 8 months.
We don't do them. We don't have the investigation before you do it. You have to do something. Then a few months pass,
fallout.
and then the investigation. That's how this works.
That's right. It's refreshing in a way, though, that
But if you guys want to live in the past,
that's up to you.
this whole OJ trial is about some shit that went down 17 months ago. Give me a break.
It's not political
Turn
in that
the page,
respect.
dude.
It's general
We're
attorney.
living in the past. All right, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
State Attorney General Letitia James is Democrat, and the Assembly is controlled by Democrats. So you can't. That's kind of refreshing.
I do. Well, first off, they had to. Like, I always bring this up. It's always sad, but it's very true. Like when they show the picture of the woman he was accused of, like his assistant, when she's hot, you go,
You can see.
yeah, I see him making that move on her. Also,
She's harassable.
who amongst us? Like, I'm not a Cuomo fan. I think it's funny that everyone was Cuomo-sexual and he was a toast of the town. Like, what did we elevate him to this status for? But there's that part where it's like he got people in his staff to do X, Y, and Z. Who amongst us who we didn't have 15, 20 people working on and go, just go pick up my dry cleaning, like it's not official.
Right.
I've worked on books. I've farmed out a few tasks. Like, I was paying them, but yeah, I get it. But I bet if you took any politician and you used your staff to blah, 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 take your dog to the groomer, and that's not official.
Right.
They were on the clock. They weren't being like. Every politician would have just reams of that, right?
But also, isn't the difference between you and them is that the public isn't paying for this?
That's true. Yeah. No, I pay Mike Lynch. But
That's right.
Yeah. He's had a little. But I'm trying to think of. Cuomo and Michael Avenatti were the two biggest stars 18 months ago. They were the two
Toast of the town.
The View couldn't figure out, it was like, which one do we blow first and which one do we fuck first? Avenatti or Cuomo? It was like a big debate.
Yeah.
All right. So we shouldn't be going to them for advice.
I feel like when they throw in the thing about the staff doing work, that's kind of like if you cheated on your wife with her sister, and you kick dogs or something like that, and then your wife is bitching about that, and then she's like, "And you don't pick up your socks." It's like you don't even need to throw that one in there. The other ones are major enough,
right?
It's also it was pretty weird that he wrote a book about how he was the hero in the handling of COVID.
In the middle of COVID.
In the middle of COVID. And his state was ranked number 41st out of 50 or whatever. It's a weird book to write when you didn't do that well.
Yep.
There's a bunch of nursing home people who died. A lot of people think you botched that, and we're still in the middle of it.
He looks like a fool because of bad timing, but he looks like a genius because I'm sure he made the most amount of money he could.
I think he made $5 million on that
It's a good payday.
book.
Yeah, he was like, let's make money before I get taken down. He was doing everything to be taken down.
But it was like a coach writing a book on how I won the Super Bowl at halftime.
Yeah.
We don't know how this book's going to... You got to win the game first. But anyway.
Yeah.
I just wish that now that he's in trouble, he'd still go on his brother's show, and then they could do that banter back and forth, so that he can be like, oh, Chris, you look pretty tan from that vacation. Oh, yeah, you know how you were banging everyone? That's what I want to hear.
Well, CNN stepped in, didn't they, and said, it would be a conflict of interest.
Right. Now it would.
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Spacey, haven't talked about him in a while. Let's do that. So Kevin Spacey has been ordered to pay $31 million to the production company behind House of Cards. That's the Netflix series he starred in for 5 seasons, was fired in 2017. So according to the Wrap, the arbitrator's ruling was made in last October, but was revealed on Monday after an appeal by Spacey was denied. So this is happening. Why is this happening? So in its filing, Media Rights Capital said that in October, an arbitrator found that the actor had repeatedly breached his contractual obligations while starring in the show, and that his behavior rendered him and his affiliated entities liable for millions of dollars lost by the production company. So basically, because you got yourself in all this hot water, we lost a shit ton of money.
Does he have $31 million?
That's a good question.
He's a producer on the show.
He was awarded MRC, the Media Rights Capital, was awarded $29.5 million in damages and $1.4 million in attorney's fees.
We're getting a little, it's called acting.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, how much of their private, I get it if they're accused of killing somebody, and I know he's been accused of a bunch of stuff, but has anything really stuck?
Well, I think their argument is, doesn't matter. You ruined our show. We had to take you off of it, and we lost money because of it.
Netflix pulled the plug.
Yeah, because of your, not even like legal problems, like whether it happened or not, you were such a distraction that it cost us money. So, I don't know.
I'm going back to acting. It's an acting job. You act like this character, whatever you've done in your private life, whatever we find. I mean, I think it used to be if we found out you were gay, we didn't want you playing the leading man. But again, it's acting. Now, if we find out
you're not gay,
you're not gay, you are in trouble. But what's his net worth? That would be
I don't know if he has $31 million, but he does know a way to make money.
On the side?
Yeah, on the side. He could make some money up doing what he loves.
I'm seeing from various sites he's worth estimated to be $100 million.
Oh, he'll be okay. He'll land on his feet.
He'll be fine.
Somebody else is going to space, and they're from daytime.
They're from daytime.
Daytime TV?
Any guesses?
Whoopi?
No, but around, I mean,
Barbara Walters?
the same realm, sort of the hosting realm.
I'll
give you a guess. It's a man.
The weatherman, Roker.
Oh.
No, but you're really dancing around the answer.
If I found out Whoopi was going to outer space, I'd go down to Israel and go, those Iron Dome phalanx guns you got an extra one laying around? I just put it in Cape Canaveral and not for nothing.
I'm going to switch this one. Strahan.
You want to know what I want it for? You know what? Better I don't tell you.
Yeah.
It's probably better for you.
Protect you. Sorry, what did you say, Brian?
I said I'm going to switch this one. Strahan.
You are correct.
Wow.
He does everything.
Yeah, Michael
does
Strahan,
everything.
he is going to space on Blue Origin's next rocket. That's in like 2.5 weeks. The Good Morning America co-host has accepted Bezos' invitation to blast off into space on the New Shepard rocket's 3rd human flight. That'll be December 9th. Strahan will be one of 6 amateur astronauts in the capsule. He'll be with Laura Shepard Churchley. She's the daughter of Alan Shepard, the first man in space, I believe.
Yeah.
The first American. Yeah. And then a father-son, I'm sure, billionaire. They're going.
The Carollas.
Wait,
That's
who's
right.
going to handle the super softball interviews while he's in outer space? Like,
There is going to be a void.
he's a fucking softballer, that guy.
It was funny, though, because I watched his getting ready and getting prepared. He's 6'5". I mean, he's not going to be comfortable in that little seat. But, they are milking this one on GMA.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. I did talk to Shatner quite a bit about it, and he was talking about what was funny, because he kept bringing it up, but he was doing it as a joke. But was I talking to you guys? He was talking about the Hindenburg. Was I telling you guys about this?
No, you were not.
All right, so I was talking to Shatner, and he's the only guy in that shuttle who was 90. Everyone else, average age like 34, And I said, what were you thinking about when you're sitting there? And he's like, I kept picturing the Hindenburg, and the Hindenburg blew up, caught on fire, the humanity and everything. It was filled with nitrogen, and the rocket was filled with nitrogen. The rocket the propulsion system is nitrogen. So he was just sitting there thinking about the Hindenburg and nitrogen, and then thinking about being propelled with nitrogen, and nobody else on that craft was having that thought. They weren't putting the Hindenburg nitrogen
No, they were going, neato.
thing together.
Doesn't it make you think twice about all the signs they put at roller coasters, like don't ride if you're this, that? I'm like, okay, if we can be shot into space, like I can have a little blood pressure problem and go to Six Flags.
Listen, I don't want to put the kibosh on anything or the gypsy eye or anything, but we went from this was pretty experimental to, oh yeah, hop in.
Yeah.
Like
We have room in the back.
I seem to remember like seeing a lot of Elon Musk like stuff going up and then kind of coming down
Pieces.
and blowing up and stuff and aborting and self-destruct, and there was just that we moved that far in the last like 4.5 years that it's like everyone's like, yeah, come on in, jump in.
Yeah, I remember
pretty awesome.
Elon Musk was on Rogan, and he's like, haven't you had a lot of rockets blow up? He's like, yeah, that's what rockets do.
You're right.
They blow up.
Oh, did I say nitrogen? I meant hydrogen. Yeah, thank you for that.
Oh,
correction.
We were too
Hydrogen,
polite to
not
correct
nitrogen.
you.
Yeah, hydrogen.
Most people in the Hindenburg survived.
Oh, yeah.
If it was nitrogen, wouldn't they all sound like the Lollipop Guild?
Yeah, for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, hydrogen. Sorry.
I am so thankful to Jimmy Kimmel because he is doing something fantastic again this year, and this is the one I'm excited about. Next month,
Oh, he's
classic.
bringing back the Ropers or some
No,
shit.
something amazing.
Oh, well, it seems like yesterday he was inducting Scott Baio into the Man Show Hall of Fame. Now he's
No, I think you're even going to be.
regurgitating old sitcoms from the 80s.
You're even going to be entertained by this. So he's been doing that the past few years, those sort of live updated sitcoms.
The star power.
Oh, yeah. So, and there's some famous ones coming up. There's going to be a bundle, a twofer.
Yeah.
According to the Hollywood Reporter, it is going to be Diff'rent Strokes and The Facts of Life.
And
I'm
it's
so
like
excited. I'll tell you who's starring in Diff'rent Strokes.
Jamie Foxx.
It is Kevin Hart
Strahan.
as Arnold.
I had this whole conversation with Jimmy, but I was drunk, so I
And
blocked it out.
Damon Wayans as Willis, the Todd Bridges
You
character.
talk about Gina.
That's exactly right. A really good casting, too. John Lithgow playing Mr. Drummond. And
Isn't Damon Wayans like 60?
I don't know.
I thought the character was young for some reason.
Kevin Hart is, these are not children. And you're probably familiar with her. If anyone obviously watches Handmaid's Tale, you'll know who I'm talking about. Playing the maid, Mrs. Garrett, Ann Dowd. You know who that is, right?
I have to look her up.
Oh, if anyone who she's the Aunt Lydia,
Yeah.
on Handmaid's Tale. So that's going to be fun. They haven't announced the Facts of Life cast. It is still they're working on that, but
There's some big names in there. They get huge celebrities
who's
to do
going to
this.
be Natalie?
I was at a party. We were talking about it, but I can't
God
I
damn
can't
it.
recall. I was watching Facts of Life though over the weekend. So.
Really? Which was it? One of the Molly
Season
Ringwald?
one,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Molly Ringwald.
Where she's not ice skating, roller skating everywhere.
Tootie's roller skating everywhere.
Doesn't Molly Ringwald
I think
do it
she
too?
did
I think she
too,
does.
but in this one, Tootie had the wheels.
The lyrics very different in that
Yes.
version. If you hear it from your brother, better clear it with your mother.
Yeah, different
Yeah,
theme. They
different
jazzed
theme
it up.
song. That's right.
Season 2.
So very excited about that. That will be December 7th. And I wouldn't be opposed to sitting in the audience for that, just so you know. Okay.
Make a call.
I'm so glad you brought up lobsters earlier.
Oh, yeah.
This is very important because they're working on this. I guess the UK is out of problems. I thought they were having some COVID issues, some Brexit. That's all on the back burner, no pun intended, because a ban on boiling lobsters alive came closer yesterday after the government recognized crabs, octopus, and lobsters as sentient beings. So that is going to be illegal soon, probably.
Octopi are very smart.
I will never eat it again.
geniuses.
I'll never eat it again after my octopus friend, ever. And I loved it.
Well, it sounds like you're talking about a vibrator. I don't travel without my octopus friend. Like you guys are having brunch.
You know what I'm
You've
talking
had
about.
a few too many
Yeah.
mimosas.
You've seen the jackrabbit,
I
you've
keep
seen
my
the
octopus.
octopus
Well,
friend.
no, you don't charge it. Take seashell.
Multiple tentacles.
Yeah.
You
Got to
get
start
it.
getting busy, and then I reached between the box spring and the mattress, and I pulled out.
My octopus friend.
That's right.
That's right. I think we've talked about this before, that investigation trying to find out if the calamari you get served in restaurants is actually pig anus. So I don't know if we ever got a clear answer on that.
What?
But you might have already not been eating octopus or squid.
I just had calamari.
Did you?
And it was Saturday night, and it was good. But I got to tell you, there's a ratio in the calamari, and maybe it's like the hooped kind.
Uh-huh.
Once it gets past about half an inch, it starts getting rubbery. And then the sort of meat to breading ratio gets thrown off. Now, you don't want too thin, but there's a ratio.
what
It's
you're
about
saying.
a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Maybe 5/16 for those who are listening in Canada, maybe
Sure.
7 millimeter max. But I mean, there's a certain point when you do it a little thick and it's a little rubbery and it doesn't stand up to the bread. But I will say this. A lot of restaurants doing 2 dipping sauces now with the calamari.
The
You got the
aioli.
red one and the aioli
Yeah.
one. Very nice. I always feel bad about polluting one with the other, but at some
Yeah.
point I go, fuck it, I'm paying for this. I want both.
Yeah.
I dip it in both.
When I lived in Greece for a couple months, they would hang, like when you go to rural areas, there was always octopus hanging in the doorways to dry. And that's how they would dry them out so they could serve them at the restaurants. And I was pretty like squeamish at the time. I had never had sushi, grew up in Kansas. And I got to tell you, once I got comfortable enough, and I regret it now, and I won't do it again, but pulling off the little suckers and eating them, like when they were grilled, they were delicious.
Do they throw the octopus out on the hat trick?
Yeah. The Red Wings, right?
Yeah, they do.
Is that Detroit?
What does that have to do with?
I think they do it in more than one place.
Oh, I thought it was most.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
think
maybe
it's
go on.
most of
started.
the places. I think it started in Canada, and then now it's like, because like I think that the consolation was throwing the hats out for the hat trick,
Right.
because it was squid forever, and then people were like, that bothers the kids or whatever.
They just did it recently. I was watching
Wait, what are you
Sports Center.
talking? What do you mean?
if
What would that have to
one
do with
player
it?
gets
Yeah.
3 goals,
Yeah, I know what it is.
well,
So-
then naturally, you take octopi and you toss it onto the ice.
Go from there.
It's
Yeah.
just it's a tradition.
Oh.
it is what it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know what Dawson, you have a calamari story?
Yeah, one time we were at a big family dinner with my warm Coke drinking
No.
Big Nana, and the calamari was overcooked. Big Nana was not happy about this. So, and I was sitting right next to Big Nana, and she said, "Michael, go get me the chef." And I said, "Okay." And I went to the kitchen. I said, "I need the chef. My Big Nana
You're
wants
at
to
a
talk to you."
restaurant-
We were
at a
at a
restaurant?
restaurant.
Oh, okay.
I believe it like Scott's Seafood in Walnut Creek still exists. Anyway, the chef came out to talk to my Big Nana. She just got up, grabbed him by the arm, and said, "Take me to the kitchen." She cooked our table's calamari
Oh,
in
she
the
put
kitchen.
milk and massaged it.
She made it all.
Jeez.
OSHA rules against that.
Yeah, she's
Did
like, I
that,
don't.
did that traumatize you or impress you?
I was so impressed. Big Nana rules.
But hold on, Brian.
No, go ahead.
See, the way kids work is they're kind of rhythmic. You know?
I was about 14, so I was kind of an asshole in that asshole range myself.
She was a rebel,
and I'm
too.
like, I see Big Nana's pissed about this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help her.
Okay.
You know, and so I was proud.
Okay.
My
ahead.
mean grandma, the rare occasion we got to restaurants, if the server didn't bring over the refill of water or coffee with brunch, she'd go and get it herself. She'd get up and and of course, "Oh, man, we got that for you," but she had no patience.
Yeah, no patience. That's the theme for
That's
mean
good.
people. They don't have time for this, although they're never doing anything important with their life.
Yeah.
But I
They
don't
got all the
have time
time
for
in
this
the
kind of
world.
nonsense. Yeah, you do. You work at the VA. It's Saturday. You've been there for 31 years. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to know what is considered more humane ways to kill lobster? Mm-hmm. Either stunning them with an electric gun or chilling them in cold air or ice before boiling them.
By the way, how long before the human is killed because he has the high capacity electric gun? He's got the huge pot of water there.
Oh, sure.
He's been drinking wine.
With a-
the
like
whole
a
day.
cow brander.
He's holding the thing
Yeah.
up. Floor's
Yeah,
wet.
yeah.
Goes in with the cow brander. Hits
Quickly.
the water.
Quickly.
He gets fried.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's already illegal in Switzerland, Norway, and New Zealand to just put a lobster into a pot.
Don't you think they don't adhere to that?
What are you supposed to do with it?
Either stun it or chill it to death.
Oh, like freeze it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that okay, what do I know? Wouldn't that like preserve it in stasis?
I don't know. You drop it into liquid hydrogen. Nitrogen.
The Terminator.
You just.
Yeah, cold air or ice, it says. I mean, we could die from hypothermia. Why can't they?
All right, you know my theory. It's my Gavin Newsom theory, where Gavin Newsom makes these proclamations where he goes like, by 2027, all vehicles need to be carbon neutral. And it's like, hold on, there's a homeless guy shitting on the podium right now. He stabbed your chief of staff with a syringe in the neck. Like, I think they say this shit because they go, look how fucking out of problems we are. Like,
that's right.
We're so done with problems that we're focusing on how to properly put down a lobster.
Yes.
But I would argue that once they're plucked from the sea, it's all kind of downhill
It's
from
anybody's
there.
game.
Like they're probably hoping for a death at that point.
Yeah.
A meaningful death, so we can eat it.
And people aren't going to follow that. Like it's like, you know what else is illegal? Texting while driving. Like I did that on my way here in my Tesla because I have a Tesla, and I just want you guys to know that I have a Tesla.
Well, and I don't know really anything about crustaceans. I never even had them until I was well into my adult years because, again, we couldn't afford Red Lobster.
Yeah.
And we're Jewish. But they say, like, oh, you can hear it scream. Oh, no, that's just the shell releasing from the body. Like, do we know?
Releasing.
Is that what it is?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
I think it's them screaming.
Yeah.
Well, look, we have the ability to fire a 300-pound black man in outer space, and we can't find a way to humanely kill it. We need to replace fire the black man into outer space. Like, I can't get cell phone reception. We put a giant black man in orbit. I can't get fucking 2 bars in this place.
Yeah, people will be like, you can't eat a lobster unless it died happily having Viagra sex.
Yeah.
It's like an old lobster or something. I don't know.
I like crab way more than lobster. I don't think lobster is that great. Don't tell your mom.
No.
But there are so many parts of a lobster that are so fucking disgusting.
True.
Yeah.
Like the tamale or whatever.
Chris is eating them all.
Oh, my God.
Well, you guys know I was just in Maine. I was just in Maine for a
Yeah.
few days, and if you've ever been, lobster everywhere.
Yes.
Lobster shacks on the side of the road. It's not a fancy food.
delicacy.
This is like trucker food, and I'm 100% serious. But like the best way to get it is if you're at a restaurant, is to get it like prepared because they'll scoop it all out and they'll do all the kind of dirty work for you.
Yeah.
The lobster tail, as romantic as that sounds, is pretty a lot of work. It's labor intensive.
I think the claw's better, right?
I don't
Better
like the
meat?
claw.
Why
I like
not?
the meat and the tail better.
Okay.
But let me ask you this sensitive question, Pete.
Yeah.
You're out here. We have a nickname for red lobsters. We call them red schwarzes. Is that a nickname apt for the one in Wisconsin there?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
Seems to attract a certain clientele.
Yeah, there was that.
So the
And
tips weren't as great as you previously discussed?
I sold weed at him.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I'm talking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh God, I don't know how to talk about that without getting canceled. But it was a thing.
Jimmy and I went to the one on Wilshire. There was one on Wilshire.
Really?
God,
if
how
you
long
can
ago was
Oh
that?
believe it.
yeah, like Highland or La Brea.
Right off of La Cienega.
Oh,
I
West
think,
Side.
On Wilshire. Like La Cienega would be like restaurant
Wait, yeah,
row or
in
whatever.
like nice restaurant row?
Right on Wilshire.
Right by Fogo de Chão.
You're right.
Yeah.
Stinking Rose.
You got to look it up, Chris, but you would go down La Cienega, turn right on Wilshire. It was right in there and had a lot of, it's very ethnic
Yeah,
in there.
it's-
Diverse but not diverse.
It's a celebration of all cultures.
Yeah, I think we're talking about. We're just talking about white people that white trash people that go in there that don't tip.
I was worried. I was
That's
thinking
exactly
the
what we're
demographic
talking about.
of
I don't think he knows
Wisconsin, maybe a
Yiddish.
little.
Yeah. No, I'm. Oh God.
Okay.
Wait, can I? My girlfriend did send the picture, the podcast picture.
Of
The
her
boob.
Do you want to
naked
see it?
The
Yeah.
boob
or
picture.
semi-naked.
Yeah, that's her.
Holy
That's,
shit!
I know,
Wow.
right? I don't know
That is
how.
a-
Pass
that
that
is-
over here.
I'll pass it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
That is
okay.
a-
She has perfect boobs.
It's insane. Like I literally, like I don't
I'm
know
hypnotized.
how
That's
to
an
not.
ample bosom.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gina. Yeah.
We have sex and I write her out a thank you afterwards. I have a stack of them next to the bed. I'm like,
what?
"Oh,
I'm
thank
not
you
done
so
looking at
much."
that.
Yeah, she's
Hit what?
I can only do the T.
God damn.
yeah.
Oh,
Her
give me that
mom,
phone.
her mom and her dad are big fans of the podcast as
Wow.
well.
Oh, nice. That's very nice.
And
Looks
so
good.
so is she. So for mom and dad, I could turn that and you can see what you made.
Also, I know even though it's covered, I can tell she has high nipple placement.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's-
you can tell.
That's what you want.
They're pointing towards Strahan.
Just up in the sky.
What's her name again?
Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we
Nicole.
salute you.
My response back is going to be, I can't wait to check that mic. That's going to be
That's good.
my witty response back.
Yeah. She should also do the mic drop and then send another
Yeah.
picture, you know?
That's right.
Like she punctuates it.
That's right.
All right. That's a way better response.
Do we find where the red Schwarzer was on Will? It was on Wilshire off of La Cienega. Yeah. It's not there anymore, though, is it?
I've
No,
passed
it's
that
closed.
area many times. I've never seen a Red Lobster.
I went there, I ate with Jimmy. It was right after our San Francisco trip. We are like, we gotta keep this honeymoon going.
Yeah, seriously.
We were researching a movie, the one we were doing with Ivan Reitman.
Okay,
Our characters like ended up at a Red Lobster.
Right.
And takeaway was they had a drink called a lobster Rita, which I just thought it sounded like the least appetizing
Like a
cocktail.
Clamato?
I pictured like pulverized lobster in
Great
a
Beatles song,
blender. And
Meter maid.
they had
Lobster Rita.
Rita? Yeah, the lobster Rita, which is I get it. You're Red Lobster. You don't have to name everything. You know, you have to name the toilet paper. Lobster Native.
Take a pinch.
Yeah, like it's just dumb,
Yeah.
and it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Like it is as expensive as any nice, non-chain seafood
Sure.
dining place you would go out.
That's
to.
why we couldn't afford it. It was really
not
out of
even.
our price range.
Right.
Do we have time for one more? Since
One
it's
more.
Thanksgiving. I'll do these as a twofer. Two Thanksgiving things. Vinny has said this in the past, but we're going to reiterate it. Enough, basta, Dianu, with the tryptophan and the turkey makes you tired. It's not the turkey. After you shovel in the stuffing and the potatoes and the yams with marshmallows and syrup, that is what is making you tired, and the alcohol. It is not the turkey. Leave the turkey alone. Also, I'm going to have you guys guess. I'm going to hide my little screen here.
So this is basically the version, right? So you do a nutty carb load, you wash it down with
Pie.
Crown Royal
Yeah.
and pie, and then at some point you're like, oh, that turkey
Yes.
made that white meat
Yeah.
made me so sleepy.
Yeah.
Bringing in bags of ice
Yes.
from Auntie so-and-so.
So this is
Exactly.
like when I used to
Can't
do
snap.
Love Line.
That's right.
You would get the calls like somebody put something in my
Mm-hmm.
drink because I don't even remember. I was like, what do you? Well, we were doing Jaeger bombs
Two
at
lobster
noon.
Ritas.
Then we started doing body shots at 2. Then we started doing we butt funneled Everclear, and by 2 a.m. I couldn't even
remember
remember. And I know someone's put something
I've been
in
poisoned.
one of my 29 drinks. Somebody may have put something. It's like you're fucking drinking all
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. So same thing. Don't blame the turkey. We have an average from the Calorie Control Council. The average, what the average American will consume calorie count
How'd you
on
like to
Thanksgiving.
work at that place, Gina?
I would hate it.
Them fucking just looking down their nose at
I grew
everything.
up at it. Yeah, I grew up with her.
You'd come home. Oh, Chipotle. You'd go to work. Yeah, Chipotle's an interesting choice.
She'd ask to induct her mom into the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my God.
My mom right
Calorie
next, holding a
Council.
snack well. So I am going to have you guess what the average calorie consumption is at a Thanksgiving Day meal.
Total, not more than the average, just the total for the day.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, especially Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I don't know calories like other
So
people know calories.
I think I could be wrong, but they want you to be around like, I don't know, say 1,500 calories a day.
That's for a dieting woman. A man will have 2,500
yeah, it's
calories.
not, I always thought 2,000 or above or something like. All right, so 6,600.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to
Get the
go.
defibrillator.
I don't know.
I was going to go high, but not quite that high. I'll say 5,100.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to prices right it, and I'm going to go low at 3,800 calories.
Well, you and Brian can split the difference. The average you will consume on Thanksgiving is 4,500 calories,
I win.
229 grams of fat, And if you want to burn it off, according to Best Life magazine, you can cycle for 15 hours, or you can go on a 10-hour hike or a 28-mile run.
By the way, the calorie thing that's on the treadmill, like you're fucking sweating your ass
that
off.
thing.
You've been there for forever.
Grab it
You've
and-
binge watched, 7 car shows, and it's like you burn 110 calories. Like, and then you look at a fucking box of raisins, got 137
That's right.
calories.
Yeah.
Like, there's
That's
no
less than
way.
a Coke.
How could this work?
That's right.
But how? How
I
does
don't
that?
know. That's why Vinny's not a calorie guy. He says don't count calories.
So you eat this
Chico.
and you
Great
ride
story.
a bicycle and listen, anyone who does that bike ride or the jog, the early mornings.
Yeah, the turkey
I don't
trot
wanna
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just fucking point your ass to out of town and don't ever loop back. Just
keep
keep
dr-
going.
keep
I don't want
jogging.
to see you out exercising when I'm fucking loading up on calories.
Yeah, congratulations, Uncle Brian. You're going to die 5 days after me.
That's right. or just like run in place in with the curtains closed
Yeah, the
in your
privacy of your
living
own
room.
home.
I don't need it out on display.
I agree.
All right, let's bring it home then.
You
Or
got
do we
it.
have another one?
No, I wanted to end on a little turkey news. I am Gina Grad, and that's the news.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
All right, live shows. I'm doing some specials at the Improv in Brea. I'm gonna have Patrick Warburton and TJ Miller going to join us. We're going to tape over there. You can go to amcarolla.com for all the live stuff and the Carolla Christmas combo at carolladrinks.com as well. You get a signed card and some mangria and all sorts of good stuff. So go check that out as well. Pete Lee, Tall, Dark, and Pleasant's available now on Showtime. And then shows coming up, Milwaukee Improv this weekend, and then Cleveland Hilarities, and website. You go to petelee.net, and you can find all the available dates for Mr. Lee and where he's bringing his brand of mirth. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Pete Lee and Gina Grad and Bald Brian. Say it. Mahalo. God, there's
Wow.
a picture of me, Jimmy, and Andy Dick on stage at X Games 2, or I don't know. It was San Francisco.
Look at Jimmy. He definitely knew that he was going to be on camera from the waist up because he's wearing sweatpants and a nice button-up shirt. He's basically like that. He pioneered the Zoom call.
Yeah.